Good morning, ladies. I am coming to you today with a wall hanging of sorts. It is a corset. I have admired many of the corsets that I've seen done on YouTube, and I wanted to try my hand at one. I know that there have been kits and so on, so I just wanted to give it a whirl. The only difference between well, besides the design, between this and some of the other corsets is that this is also going to be like a pocket. I also have a sachet, which is purple, but I tried it underneath here, and once all the layering is on, you can't see the purple. This is the only color that I had, and I filled this with some, a sachet that you can get, at the dollar store or wherever. So this is going to be kind of a double duty type thing. This smells so good. So that's what we're going to do with this one. And please excuse the nails. I've been doing a little bit of everything around here. So I've already finished the first side. I'm working on the back right now. So I'm not going to show you the first side just yet. I'm going to work on the back. And what I'm doing is, this is some satin that I had from a wedding gown that I cut up. And I'll show you. This is the corset that I found on, I think, Pinterest or somewhere. A corset that was meant for a card. I believe it was. And what I did was just simply printed that off and then kind of enlarged it. And, I enlarged 1/2 and then kind of drew the pattern out. And I will try to put a link, or, with the finished half pattern. And then what I did is just folded the fabric and then put that half pattern on the fold line, and I ended up with this. So that's how I got the pattern. And then inside I used some batting just to kind of give it that, quilted feeling, and cut out 2 pieces of muslin for the body. And then I just did a overlock stitch on my sewing machine just to seal it all up, because when this is all said and done, you don't see this anyway. So without further ado, I am going to start gluing this. I'm going to try to do this with the Fabri-Tack. Hopefully it will work for me. I need to get a new bottle of this, but I don't like to waste, so I'm trying to get every last little drop out of here. And all I'm doing is just going around this line right here where I stitched it, like that. I'm not going to glue in the center because this is all going to be covered up with other laces and trims and so on. So what I'm going to do is just glue this all the way around. I'm not gluing the top either, because that's where the pocket is going to come in. So I'm simply doing the bottom and the sides, and then after I get done with this, I will just trim it all up. And again, these sides are going to be, covered with trim and stuff like that. So even if there's raw edges, you won't see it. So I'm only going up to, let's see if you can see this, the very top of the corset on the side. And then I'm going to do the other side. Like, I'm not gluing this part right here. The bosom area, I guess you would call it. Okay, let me put the cap back on this. Set it right back upside down. I'm trying to store that upside down so that I don't have to shake my brains out trying to get what's left in the bottle down to the tip. So there we have that. Now I'm just going to take my scissors, and you can see through here, you know, where to cut. So I'm just going to lift this up. And again, you don't have to worry about there being raw edges here because it's all going to be covered. And then I'm going to hang this. I have a Melissa Francis hanger that I got from creatingwithdetailstore.com, as well as a lot of the laces and trims that I've used on here. So just very carefully, because this does have trim at the bottom. I don't want to cut that. What I'm doing, you can see, is I'm just kind of lifting and running my scissors along the side of the corset body to trim it up. I hope that made sense. Kind of lost my train of thought there for a second. Don't like it when that happens. So it finally got warm here, and when I say warm, I mean warm. It was like 90 yesterday. That is warm to me. Not complaining, not going to complain, not going to complain about... Whoops! I am so sorry about that, ladies. I've been having issues. There's a blooper for you. Hopefully that will stay. Yes, I talk to inanimate objects. So there's a blooper. Sorry about the noise though, because I know that was probably really loud. I'm hoping that won't do that again. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to just grab a piece of tape and just, for the purpose of getting through the video without a repeat performance of that, as soon as I finish this, I'm just going to grab a piece of tape and just kind of hopefully secure that down, so I don't go scaring people again. Be right back. It's right over here. I forgot to grab my hanger too, so. Okay. I am going to trim off the top of this right here as well, but I just want to secure this just to make sure that it stays until I can finish the video. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Just gonna grab a drink here. Okay, I'm just gonna turn this around to the front so I can see what I'm doing. Because I don't want to. This is not glued down, so I have to kind of hold it and eyeball it. And I'm not ready to reveal the front yet, so now this is kind of roughly cut, as you can see, but that's okay because I'm going to be adding some trim to that. So now you can see that you have a pocket here that you can store things in, put some, you know, sachets in there, you know, whatever you want to put in here. You know, you could hang this in your closet or your bedroom as a room freshener if you wanted to. The sky's the limit. So what I'm going to do is work on the back with some laces and some trims that I'm going to be using from Creating with Details. So let's just get that started. Okay, let me turn this around here. And I'm going to be using both Fabri-Tack and my glue gun. So this is some trim that I had left from, let's see, the clutch kit. So I'm going to be using that right here on the bottom. And yes, I did cut this shape. However, you know, after I cut it, I decided that I'm just going to make it straight. So what I'm doing here is just, I'm starting at the bottom and I'm going to layer another layer up here. And then I have some, another trim that I'm going to use and some other laces. So I am just going to use my hot glue gun for this. And I'm just going to go right along here. And I'm kind of trying to line this up. As you can see on the front, I have some similar lace on the front. So I'm just kind of lining this up with that on the back. And while I've got this, I am going to trim this off here. Just doing, you know, a real light bead of glue because I don't want any big clumps or hard spots. So there we go. I got one anyway. So now we're going to do the next layer on top of that, just like so. But I think before, I'm going to cut this off, but I think before I glue this down, I'm going to do this part here. And I will have to trim this off a little bit more. After I get this everything glued on here, just so that it's even on the sides. Now I have a couple of things that I wanted to try for the top. This is another one of those gorgeous trims that you can find at Creating with Details. Absolutely adore this. So I was thinking about using this on the top, but I'm going to have to cut it, you know, and piece it together because I do want this. Well, do I? No, I don't. I don't need that on the back. Let me just flip this around and see. Yeah, that's great. I don't need to do that. Okay. So, I'm going to use that. So I'm going to cut this off right here. That's a wonderful thing about these trims from Creating with Details is that, you know, you can use them as one long piece the way that they're created, or you can cut them up and use them as individual little medallions, like I'm kind of doing here. Not really individual medallions here, but you know what I mean. I hope you do. So, oh, I need a glue stick. Notice that. Okay, so I'm just going to do a couple of dabs of glue here for right now, and then I will secure it better later. Because you just never know what else you might want to tuck underneath there. So there we have that. Let me see if I want to put another piece of that, or if I want to use something else. Maybe offset this a bit. That really is pretty, isn't it? And then we have this piece, which is going to go on here like this, because I want this piece to go at the kind of the waistline. And I am going to put a bow here, but I think I want something else here. Don't want to use that. We'll keep that as a possibility. Let's see what else we have here. Maybe I have a piece of applique. Okay. Alright. Let's take a look at this. That is gorgeous. You know what? I think I'm going to use this because I really like this. So, see, it's quite large, so what I'm going to do is cut it. You see where these leaves are at? I'm going to cut it right between there. So now I have two pieces rather than just one. There we go. Yes, I like that. Okay. Now I will put a link in the description box below for all of the items that I've used to create this. And hopefully I can figure out how to attach that pattern. I am seriously technologically challenged, as y'all have probably figured out by now. It's not a secret. I need help when it comes to technology, because I can get through putting a couple of, you know, videos together. Like if I have to start and stop, I've kind of figured out how to do that. So, but to like edit them and do all that music and such, I don't see that happening anytime in the future, or near future anyway. Not saying I can't figure it out, but I just haven't been able to do it yet. Truth be known, I'm not all that interested in knowing how to do all that stuff because I just like to sit down and put stuff together. I'm not technically minded, I guess you'd say. So again, I am lining this up with the waistline here, and I'm just going to glue that. There we go. I'm just going to glue it down on the sides as well. And then I will just trim that off. And I am going to turn this around so that I can see the front. Don't worry, I'll reveal it shortly. I just wanted to show you kind of the process that I went through in building up the front and how to make a pocket for the back. So we have that, as you can see. All right, oh my goodness. So I am now going to I want a bow. I know that. So I have these pieces left, which I will use on another project. That's the nice thing when you order items from Creating with Details, is that you get a yard. When you start cutting, it goes so far. You can do, you know, I usually get 2 or 3 projects out of 1 yard. So I had made this bow out of the last bit of sari ribbon that I had. And I also cut a piece of, just a piece of lace that I had, which I want to make another bow with, but I'm just going to do, you know, like 2 twists, or, yeah, or maybe 1, I don't know. Let me see, what am I going to, again, not prepared, Robin. I have a piece of, string here, and I'm just going to put through my 2 fingers. Easier said than done, huh? Okay. There we go. I got it by George. Now, as long as I don't let it slip through the other side, we'll be good to go. Fumble fingers this morning. Whoa. Either I've not had enough coffee or I've had too much. I'm not sure which it is. So I'm just going to pull this in the back and just do a knot. This probably wasn't the best lace to use because it did have a little bit of a stretch to it. That's why I took it off my fingers to do this. So I'll just fluff that up. And I'm going to put that right in the center of this one and see how we like that. I like it. Okay, I'm going to twist this around so I can make sure that I have this centered the way that I want it. And I will probably trim some of this up, but I'm going to put it right here at the waistline. So I'm just going to use some hot glue right in the center here. And I want to lift it up so that the glue doesn't seep through and glue my pocket here. You could put a piece of, cardboard or something inside here while you're gluing, just to make sure that your pocket stays open. And trim off these strings here. And then I'll trim off these ends. And then I'm just going to glue that right in the center of the sari bow. Now I did have a play with making some flowers that I was inspired to make by a video that May did, well, a couple of videos actually. I know the rolled rose thing is, not new. However, I have, for whatever reason, always struggled with that, and I watched May's video, and it was really pretty easy to understand. I had to watch it a couple times, I'll confess, and kind of do it along with her, but it really did come out great, and I was pretty pleased with it. So I might use one of those on here, I'm not sure, but I do have, there's a little spot right here that I do want to cover up. So I have some of these flat back pearls that I'm just going to put on here like that. So let me turn this around, and I'm going to put that on there. Now you could, if you wanted to, continue the pearls all the way down the side, if you chose to. I'm not going to do that because I don't have enough left. I may at some point go back and add some more. I don't know. Or I'm not unhappy with it the way that it is. So I'm just making sure that my sides are all glued together the way that I want them. Where you have so many different layers of lace and what have you. Just want to make sure that they're all, they look like one. So, where did it go here? I am just going to add this to this side. This is all I have left of this, so I have to order some more. So I'm just going to go right along here. This side, I don't have to add as many of the flat or the pearls as I did to the other side because of the way the applique lined up. So just going to cut this off. And move this on here. Okay, that is the back. And I really, really like how this is, you know, just kind of fluffed up. So I'm not sure that I'm going to, I know I'm not. I'm not going to put any of those flowers. I'll just grab one of the roses just to make sure that I'm not going to change my mind. Because I did use satin when I made these. So let's just see if we want that in the center or not. Oh, that does look cute, doesn't it? Doggone it. Why did I have to go and confuse myself? Oh, that one's too big. Yeah, let's just do it because we can. So, I'm just going to add some glue right in the center. Put my hand inside. Just kind of push down, and then I'll just fluff this bow back up again. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to slip my little sachet inside, and you will see, oh, that smells so good, that you really can't, you don't see it. But it also, when you put that in there, it kind of gives the, if you can see, it kind of gives the bottom, like the derriere, a little bit of height. Okay, need these. Those are just some other flowers that I created. Just pieces of trims and lace, and this is some of the trim and the felt circles that you can also get from creating with details. And I just did a little puff center. That was a mess up. I was trying to make a puff flower and I cut the circle way too small. So it became a center. And then I did one of these just kind of shabby, free kind of things. These are cool. You got to watch your video. I'll put a link to it below so that you can take a look at it. Okay, enough rambling. So I am going to attach, this is the Melissa Francis hanger. This does come in two sizes, by the way. There's this size and then there's a smaller size. So I am going to attach that like so. Okay, there we go. Now I have the hanger attached. We have our pocket, so you can hide stuff in there. That's the back. Now I'm going to show you the front. And this, again, is using, and of course, it won't look like this when it's hanging. But what I did is, again, I used some fabric from a wedding gown, and it had some appliques on it right here that I just cut and glued it on here all over the corset pattern. Then I took this gorgeous applique, this beaded applique that is also at Creating with Details. I added some more of this trim, which is a flower trim with little dangles on both sides, and added a flat back pearl in the center there. And on the bottom, I used some of the lace trim that I showed you on the back, or one similar to it. I think it was a little bit different, but it's similar. I used some more of this trim, this dangle trim on the bottom here, and put flat back pearls here. This is a rhinestone piece that I was going to use to make like a you know, a bracelet or a choker, because it does have these little ends that you can bead a, or bead, put a ribbon or something like that through, um, so that you could make it into a bracelet or choker. But I cut those off for this purpose, and I just added the little flat backs again. Let me hold that up so you can see it better. I am so backwards with this camera, sorry. And see here you can, you know, when you hang it, you can see the, oops, there we go. You can see the trim from the back showing through. So I think that is all of it, ladies. It's really, really pretty simple. And again, I will do my best to put the pattern in here. If not, you can do just what I did and find, you know, a body shape, you know, save it to your computer, and then, you know, crop it and blow it up. And, you know, you can make these any size that you wanted to, but I will do my best to get that on here for you. If you have any questions or, you know, nice comments, you can leave them in the comment section below. If I can help you, if I didn't explain something very well, if you have a question, you can just put it in there and I'll try to answer it as best I can. So until next time, ladies, if you like this, please give me a thumbs up, share, and if you haven't, subscribe. And until next time, ladies, please be kind to one another. Love one another, treat each other the way you want to be treated, with respect, with love, with kindness. And I love you all. Thank you for stopping by and spending your time with me. And I will stay tuned for pictures, because I will put pictures on here as well. So have a wonderful day and God bless. Bye-bye.